answering your questions in this second episode of the Ask the Doctor series. I picked some more comments and questions from older video for this second episode in this mini-series Ask the Doctor. Let's just kick it. I'm Dr. Hans, this is Dr. Hans Brewery. I do YouTube videos here on YouTube about beer and homebrewing. Cheers! I've got a lot of questions, so I thought a good way to answer them is in this form. This is from my amazing DIY counter pressure filler for beer pet bottles version 2. You should really check out that video. Go and check out that. I will link to the videos where I pick this question. They make a little bit more sense down below. Quick question: when you squeeze the bottle and screw on the cap, do you keep the bottle squeezed whilst you tighten it? Yes, you saw me do that in the video. This was from Fred Pepsis. You don't want any air in the headspace at all, so squeeze the pet bottles. Either you have beer up to the top or you have foam, so you can cap on foam, and you will not lose a lot of carbonation by doing it that way. Promise. Go and check out my beer oxidation bottling videos. Link down below to those also. Before we jump over to number 2, can I bother you to hit the like button and all of that? Thank you. Next comments come from DIY counter pressure filler for beer bottles, pet beer bottles version 1. From Julian, saw me using the Warlock Gas Connect. And yes, the gas, the grey one, works for both beer and gas, but the black does not work for both. Tim Smith, please could you give more info on the clamp to depress the disconnect to avoid hurting finger? Where can I find one, please? I'm in UK. I realize now that, as usual, my video sucks because I didn't bring one, but it's just a bag clamp from IKEA and it works perfectly to squeeze into the beer or gas connect when you're cleaning them or flushing out CO2 or whatever, air. Go to IKEA, buy bag clamps. You can also use them as bag clamps. And this next one is from Galahad. I didn't realize you could use a short, thick beer line to transfer. I was using my usual 1.5 meter thinner beer line. He's talking about when you're moving beer from, in this case, from a keg to a bottle, close transfer. But when you have two pressurized vessels and you have the same pressure in them, or almost the same pressure, it doesn't really matter if the beer line is thicker or if it's long or short, because you're dealing with pressure. It's not like with a kegerator that you're going to a glass which has non-pressure. Does it make sense? The goal here also is try to make these kind of videos a little bit casual, and if you want even more bad content like this and you want to support my channel, I do have Patreon or channel membership, or you can just buy me a beer. All links down below. And this must be from one of the egg beers videos I did. Hey Hans, unrelated to egg questions, when I finish my boil and begin chilling, is it okay to stir the wort to cool it down, or will that introduce oxygen while the wort is still hot and cause off flavors? Yes, it will introduce oxygen. Yes, you can do that. It's not really a problem. Of course, if you're invested in brewing low oxygen beers, like Lode style, and brewing lagers, but I don't think that's what you're doing. So I would say yes, you can do that. But yes, you are introducing oxygen, and oxygen on the hot side, I would say, can strip the beer of some maltiness. But at that stage, when you're cooling down, I think at this level, you're probably thinking more about the mash or something, or don't over boil your wort. Cheers. It's okay. You can do that. You can stir it slowly. You don't have to go mad with a power drill and stuff. That was from Noodle84. And this is from one of the shaken brews from Nathan Wahlberg. Great content. Seeing your struggle makes me feel better about mine. Awesome. When you set pressure and eventually move to the fridge, how do you adjust your pressure for the PSI drop? You don't. That's the easy answer. You don't. Because if you have fermented the beer to get a carbonation level, you have set that with temperature and pressure. These are the two factors that sets the carbonation level. When the temperature drops, the pressure will drop also, but not the carbonation level. So if you would like compensate by trying to put on the same pressure, then you will overcarb your beer. So you don't. You can now set it to like serving pressure. Dylan de Charmo Bouchet, how have I only just found you? Well, Dylan, maybe you have been sleeping under... Sorry, no, I don't know. Also got the comment, nice to see you back again, but I never left. But YouTube is a funny place, and that's why YouTubers are like bitching for people to set notifications, because YouTube are not gonna push my videos to you just because you're a subscriber. If you actually want to see my videos, you have to put on the notifications, or you can sign up to my mailing list and I can spam you, or of course follow Instagram and Facebook and all of that. If you haven't checked out the amazing pet bottle filler, it's not a joke, go and check out that video. Or if you have seen that already, why don't you check out this video or try to hit any one of these two buttons. Leave your comments and questions down below. Cheers, DrHans out. Hej då!